Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Vienna with Glitter Baddies Boutique, and today I'm going to show you guys how I do another version of my blinged out lid. So for this lid, I am using a purple rhinestone. So I went ahead and sanded my lid just like normal, cleaned it with rubbing alcohol, and I'm taping it off now to avoid any paint. I did have this question come up, which is why I'm doing this video. So for this one, I'm going to spray paint it a like light lavender or French lilac color so that it'll match the rhinestones that I'm going to use. So I tape off those edges to make sure that the paint doesn't get inside or underneath the lid. And then I'm using a wooden dowel with some painter's tape as well. That way I can put it through where the straw goes, again, to avoid any paint getting in there. I went ahead and spray painted the base. This is how it looks. I let that dry completely before moving on to my rhinestones. And I'm using these clear transparent rhinestones from Crafty Cup Source. I will link them below with my discount code, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour some into my rhinestone tray. Again, all the supplies will be listed below for you. I'm using Liquid Fusion to adhere my rhinestones. It is by far my favorite personally, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the rim first. So I'm going all around the edges of the lid, and you can work in portions if needed. You don't want your glue to dry too much while you're working, but I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way around. And once I have applied my glue where it's needed, I go ahead and start applying my rhinestones one by one. And I like to flip the lid on its face down. This makes it easier for me to line the rhinestones up straighter with each other and makes it a lot easier to level out with the lid itself. So I'm going to go ahead and continue all the way around. And this is how it looks towards the end. Here I am applying the last few. And then if there's any portions where they're a little misaligned, I go back and straighten those out, like these last few here, and just push them right against the edge of the top of the lid. And I go all the way around. I let that dry for about 10 to 15 minutes before moving to the top. And then I'm going to continue the process the exact same way I did that rim, and I go ahead and start applying my first layer. I laid out my Liquid Fusion. I'm going all the way around, pushing those rhinestones as far out to the edge as possible, making sure that they are as straight as possible. I let that dry for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I continue on with the rest of my rhinestones, as you can see that I'm doing here. And the reason I sped through this is just because it's a very repetitive process. So once I do that first line, the rest of it is smooth sailing from there. You can see I am pushing those rhinestones as close together as possible. This allows for a fuller and more finished look. This is the final result. I let that cure for about 24 hours or so, or overnight, just to make sure that that glue is not going anywhere. I remove the tape, let that sit, and then the next day I go ahead and wash it up. I definitely don't consider myself an expert at rhinestones, but I'm showing you guys how I am doing it currently. This is still very new to me. After washing it, I like to try to dry them as soon as possible. You do not want to let the rhinestones soak in any water. That'll cause lifting on the rhinestones. So just make sure that they are in a dry area where they're going to dry fully. But after that, you are good to go. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure y'all drop them below. Hit the subscribe button so y'all get notified anytime I post a new video. For more of my work, check out my Instagram and my TikTok, and make sure y'all join my Facebook group. We are almost at 5K members, and we do glitter giveaways every now and then, so make sure y'all check that out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and thank you guys so much for watching.